Hi everyone, Donna here. Happy Monday to you. Last weekend, of course, was Labor Day weekend. Last Monday was Labor Day. Let me clarify that. And so a lot of us didn't get everything done that maybe we wanted to. This is a whole new week. This is the second week of September already, and I just feel like it's almost Halloween already. And before you know it, it will be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, bang, all in a row. So this is the Merry Hallow Thanksmas season. Or I'm not quite sure how to mash Hanukkah into that if you don't happen to be Christian. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about getting things done. Now this is a book by David Allen that I have really enjoyed reading. I struggle with this. And the reason is that I feel like everybody wants everything done last week. Last week I had a really good week. I had a lot of people. I was able to get everything done. I only worked Tuesday through Thursday and I was finished, so I had 2 3-day weekends in a row, and because everything was done on Thursday evening. I'm not sure that's going to be the case this weekend, but here's what I have a problem with, and I'll kind of explain it as I go through the Getting Things Done system. This is by David Allen. I did include a link in the description. It's gettingthingsdone.com to get the book and get a better overview of his system. This is just a really quick and dirty type of an overview. Before I really get into this, as always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for content you would like me to produce for you, please comment below. Let me know. I'll be happy to do a video based on your requests. So with that going forward, Getting Things Done has 5 pillars, and most of us already do some of these things, okay? The first one is really getting things out of your brain and into some sort of a system. I was going to be so prepared and have everything already on my desk, and one of my little books is not here. I am horrible about this. This is the first place where I kind of struggle. And the reason I'm horrible about it is that my mind goes 100 miles an hour all the time. It makes it difficult for me to sleep. It makes it difficult for me to focus. There's always a million things that I have to do, and they all have to be done at once, or at least that's how I feel. And so this is something I do really work on to try to get everything together, gathering up all my tasks. I used to have a little journal that I would keep everything in. That does not appear to be on my desk this afternoon. It's already afternoon. Oh my goodness. But I really found it more difficult to carry around a book than I did the electronics that I already have on hand. I always have my tablet. I always have my phone. So it's easier for me to make it an electronic list. Now you may decide on a pen and paper list. Whatever works best for you, but you want to have one spot where you keep everything. And that's why keeping things electronic really works best for me. I will put everything in, actually right now I'm using Google Tasks. It allows me to use subtasks. And then for the everyday kind of householdy stuff, I use Habitica because it's a bit more of a game. We all like games, right? You get a task done and you get a reward. But for really truly, I use Google Tasks for most of my stuff. And it's really very easy to use. So anytime I think of something that needs to be done, I put it down in Google Tasks. Some of the other softwares that I have used over the years have been Todoist. I've used the Franklin Planner, and Franklin has a lot. Stephen Covey, really, his system is very similar to David Allen's. I've used the Franklin Planner. I've used, that was a pen and paper one. I've used just having a notebook with me everywhere. That worked fine. I've used Todoist. I've used Microsoft To Do. I've used Wunderlist. Now Wunderlist was bought by Microsoft, who switched it over to To Do, which kind of didn't really give me what I wanted. And now I'm using Google Tasks. And kind of the point of explaining all this is, one, to let you know where to find a to-do list if you want to use one electronically. If I'm signed into Google, I get all my tasks wherever I am. And yes, I can put in recurring tasks. I already really use Google Calendar for a lot of things, such as bill due dates and birthdays and other things that I want to remember on an ongoing, recurring basis. That was a mouthful. So gathering things up, and make sure you have them all in one place, whatever that place is. You don't want to continue with the Post-it notes. I remember when I first started even working in office management, before I even started working in bookkeeping and accounting, I was an office manager, and I would have Post-it notes all the way around the bezels of my monitors. It didn't necessarily mean they were going to get done, because I would just kind of tune them out after a while. So once you've gathered them, now you want to clarify them. You want to really understand what it involves. Now, by way of kind of a suggestion or an example, that's what I'm really looking for. If I say I want to plan a vacation to Hawaii, I've never been to Hawaii, I would love to go to Hawaii. So if I'm going to plan a vacation to Hawaii, I'm not going to put, well, I might put plan a vacation as the top level to do. But underneath that, I'm going to start breaking this down into more actionable to-dos. An example with my kids growing up would be, I would tell them, go clean up your room. Well, of course, they've completely trashed their rooms. And so I say, go clean up your room, and it's overwhelming. But if I say, go make up your bed, well, they can do that. Go pick up 10 toys. Okay, they can do that. So if I'm saying, if I'm going to plan my vacation to Hawaii, or I'm going to plan my vacation to Disneyland, or wherever it is I want to go, my teenage son's practicing the guitar downstairs. It's an electric guitar. I enjoy listening to him play, and I don't think he realizes that it comes all the way through the air ducts, because he's exactly downstairs from me. It's okay, you guys can enjoy his music too. I'm not going to just write plan vacation. Okay, I'm going to start going in with, well, why do I want to go to Hawaii? Where are the things that I want to do while I'm there? Or where do the things, how many days do I want to be at the Disney park? Do I want to spend time away from Disney? A couple of years ago, I actually took my kids to Disneyland. It was 2 years ago, next month. And that's what I did. I said, well, first I need a hotel by the park. Okay. Second, I need to know what the heck I'm doing at the park. Just kind of a general idea. I don't micromanage every little thing. So if I was going to plan a trip to Hawaii, I would say first, I need to decide the big things that I want to go do. Because there's no point in me going to one island if all of my stuff that I want to do is on a different island, right? I don't know the Hawaiian Islands well enough to be able to tell. It's like my parents live in Kentucky. I don't want to go book a hotel in Louisville when they live in Paducah. I want to make sure that I'm booking a hotel in the area that I want to do things. And then I want to plan a flight. And I want to make sure that the things that I want to go to are going to be open when I'm going to be there. And I want to make sure I have some backup plans. If I want to go to the Polynesian Center and it's closed, do I have other things to do? Or if you're a planner, okay, I may also be the kind of person like my boyfriend is, who's just, let's go to Hawaii. And he books a hotel, books a flight, and off we go. There's no planning, but you want to clarify what you want your to-do to look like. Okay, what are the subtasks that need to be done? Okay, what are the things that go with it? I'm going to kind of go back to teaching my kids how to clean house. When I would tell them clean the bathroom, they would do what my mom always called, and she said I did it as a kid too, but I think I was practically perfect. A lick and a promise. They would kind of wipe things down to make it look pretty, and then I would come in and go, you didn't scrub the tub, you didn't scrub the toilet, you didn't take out the garbage, you didn't. And so I finally said, look, when I say clean up the bathroom, I mean wash the mirror, wipe down the sink, wipe down the front of the vanity, clean the toilet bowl, wipe down the outside of the toilet, get a different cloth now, and go clean, put scrubbing bubbles in the bathtub, wipe it down, sweep, and mop. That's what that looks like to me. That's the deep clean. And if I tell you to clean it really quick, this other list is what I mean. So you really want to kind of clarify what things mean to you, okay? A lot of my work is pretty routine, so I may just say, do Simply Skin Studios, and that's all I need to do. That's all I need to be aware of. I already know, and I know it only takes a few minutes. But if there's something more in depth, if I need to not just do her data entry, but I need to, and by the way, she's my esthetician. I went to go see her this morning, so I'm really giving her a shout out. Simply Skin Studios on Facebook. She's awesome. I want to make sure that I know what she's expecting. Okay, so if I say take care of Simply Skin Studios, usually that just means data entry, but it may mean review and make sure all of the reports are correct, and then talk to her tax preparer. I really want to make sure that I know exactly what I mean by that. The third one is really to organize by category and priority. Again, this is a bit of a challenge for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people. It's not that I don't feel like, it's more that I feel like everybody's work is critical today. And so I need to kind of understand, in this part also, I want to really think about what is absolutely critical. If I have a client who has an appointment with the IRS, they're at the top of the list. If I have a client that thinks they're important, and they all do and they all are, okay, but I might need to give my time to a different client first. And it doesn't mean that client 3 or 4 or 6 on the list is less important. It just means I'm aware that there's a hard deadline for this client that I absolutely must meet. And that's just kind of the way it is. If it's the IRS, I'm going to do what the IRS is asking me to do. Now, person number 2 on the list is still a high priority. They're still very important to me. But I might look at that and go, well, they only take about 15 minutes. So I can kind of break things down and make sure that things are just going fine, and I don't have to worry about them quite as much. I need to do this person first and then this person. And that's really what that means. By category, for me, would be, I want to look at, is this a work task? Is it client work? Is it work that I'm doing to get more clients, like making these videos, or sending out newsletters, or putting together an ad campaign? That's important too, but it's not urgent in my face a lot of the time. So I want to look at this by category. Is it personal? Like my esthetician appointment this morning. That's something that's important to me, and I really feel like I need to take care of me first. But is it a personal task? Is it a family task? Is it something that's household? That's something, the household stuff kind of takes a bigger precedence sometimes. If I know I'm going to have clients over, household really takes more of an importance. If I'm thinking about moving anytime soon, I might say, well, I need to really start working on the flower bed so that when we move, I don't have to worry about that. I'm looking at my calendar going, I have about 2 months to take care of some of the cleanup in my yard that I neglected to do all summer. Need to get that done. What's my hard deadline? First frost. So by category, by priority, and a lot of times the priority is an external deadline. I'm kind of looking at all my monitors because my casting monitor is saying that there's a problem with the connection, but everything's still showing up good on YouTube, so I'm going to keep going. So if it's got a hard deadline, I'm going to look at that first. If it's still really important, but maybe doesn't have a hard deadline, I might push them a little bit further down the list Today, I'm going to look at how long it takes me to do things, and then I double how long I think it's going to take me. Oh, it's going to take me 15 minutes. Let me budget 30 minutes for it. And sometimes I might even double that again, just to make sure, because I don't like overextending myself. So I kind of break things down. Things for me, things for the boyfriend, and for my family, things for his family, and things for work, things for client work, things for bringing in new work, things for growing my business as opposed to me doing all of the work. You know, what category does this really fall under? So, and I spent a fair amount of time on that, really. The fourth step is to review your work and just really think about what are maybe the top 5 things I need to do this week. If something happens and I can't work the rest of the week, I have had weeks where I got deathly sick last December. And I got up and I started working and I couldn't hold my head up. And so all of a sudden I was hot, and then I was freezing, and then I was hot, and then I was freezing, and then I took my temperature and it was 102, and I said, oh yeah, I probably should go lay back down. And I came this close to being in the ICU. I came this close to being admitted to the hospital. So, you know, that was, sometimes life happens. I get sick, my boyfriend may get sick, my kids might get sick, my son might break his arm again. Who knows? Life happens. I've had daughters get in car wrecks, and life happens. Those are the kinds of things that instantly and immediately go to the very, very tip top of the priority list. At that point, I don't care about anybody else. My family always comes first. But I really want to take some time every morning to kind of look over my to-do list and make sure that I have the time to get everything done today. Do I need to rearrange some things if I stacked my appointments properly? And I really want to do that weekly too. I like to do my weekly reviews first thing Monday morning, at about before my work day officially starts at 9. So I really want to take some time and look over my to-do list and see what needs to be done by Friday at 5, and make sure that it's a doable thing. I want to plan some padding in it to make sure that, for one thing, I do like to get done on Thursday, but I want to pad it a little bit to make sure that I can get everything in place. And I want to make sure that I'm getting the most important things done first. Okay. Also, some of the things that you want to do with these to-dos. Okay. I want to look at my to-do list and I want to say, what do I have to do? What can I delegate? What is nice to have but not really important? What can I delegate? That's a huge one. And for most women, it's the one we struggle with the most. And I really think for a lot of my clients, they struggle with the delegating the most. And I'll probably talk about that again later, but a lot of people have control issues. Women, when it comes to their house, when you start saying, well, hire someone to clean your house for you, bring in a babysitter to watch the kids, you can just kind of see them melt down. Ladies, I am speaking as a mother. That's not the end of the world. Hire a babysitter if you need one, even if it's just so you can take a nap. Ladies, you don't have to be the one to clean your house. It's so freeing to be able to say, you know, I haven't done it yet, but I do know that if I need to, we can hire a house cleaner. It does not all have to be done by me all the time. So kind of get that in your head, moms. But you really want to review and see what's really important, what can kind of go by the wayside, what can I delegate? And that's a huge one. What are some things that I kind of started, but I lost interest in and just don't really feel like it's a good fit for me that I can get rid of? What can I get rid of? That's a big thing on this. And finally, sit down, get to work, get things done. And then rinse and repeat. It really is easier when you just have a plan to get things done. And by that, it means when an idea pops into your head, I want to make my daughter's back to school wardrobe. Write it down. Put it in your system somewhere. And then when it comes down to your weekly review, you may look at that and go, what was I thinking? I don't want to sew. But you've at least looked at it, thought about it, and made a decision on it. It's done. You can get it out of your life. I'm just kind of laughing to myself because for my firstborn, I did make her whole back to school wardrobe, but we were living in Germany. I had nothing else to do. So if you're interested in having me or my team do your bookkeeping, please contact me at this website. And there is a contact page on there. There's also a chat that's available from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. That's on Mountain Time. That is when I work. I do kind of extend hours to cover the continental United States, but everyone else is kind of 9 to 5, Mountain Time, USA. I would love to hear from you about my videos. And as always, have a good